Good morning. I'm Vimala, and today is June the 28th, Tuesday. We're having a beautiful summer day. Lots of birds already. Some of the birds are new to me. Lots of cardinals. I think the squirrels are waiting to see if it's going to get too hot for them. But the birds are sure out in force. So I hope you're having a good day, a good week. The meditation at Blue Lotus last night was really, it was a meditation, and then the monks chanted. It was a beautiful service. So that was especially dedicated to a very good friend of the monastics and the temple, and so many people at the temple who knew Nancy Mae Kruger. Well, we still know her. And she was at home. Hopefully she was able to listen to the heartfelt thoughts that were coming her way. So let's meditate today. I'm still looking for something to read that might be good for something good to read. If you have any ideas, something that might be good to read that can lift spirits and be a good positive message to help us get through some of the days where we're feeling the weight of the world on our shoulders. The news continues to be really difficult to hear, not only in Ukraine, but in our own country. So, and how human beings are being treated when they're desperate. So if we listen to it seems like if I decide to listen to news in the morning, there's something very heavy and depressing that is in the world news right away, but in the U.S. news too. So it is election day, so it's a strange day to have midterm elections, but if you've got things on if you're a voter and if there are issues that you're concerned about, be sure you vote. But let's sit today, and we can do a body scan. Let's do a body scan, and then we can do some metta practice. So, body scans are always good for any time that you'd like to do a short meditation. A body scan is a really good way to do it. And then sometimes it refreshes you. But what we want to do when we do a body scan is we're trying to stay present in the body. We're trying to be connecting all the time to this physical body, because this is what's getting us around, and this is where all of our senses are in this body. So this is where everything comes to us. And we want to be able to think and see and hear and smell and taste and have physical contact. And we want to be able to work with our senses and our sense consciousness, the consciousnesses of each sense. So as we're learning to see, as we're learning to understand things as they really are, this is how we're doing it. It's through our senses, and then looking at our perceptions of things, trying to even be with the sense intake more clearly, and see. We need to get away from trying to have all kinds of ideas and viewpoints and our own perceptions. We're trying to be clear about, to see when they're perceptions and when they're true. So we want clarity for our physical body and the senses, because how we take things in is often just through our own perception and our own interpretation. So I think the body scan, really feeling present in our body, helps us become more aware of what's really out there and how we might be doing a little bit more mental manipulation with things because we have our own viewpoints about things before we're actually able to experience it for ourselves. So why don't you get into a comfortable spot, and if you need cushions, or if you need to have support to be comfortable, don't punish yourself. Use what will help you feel that you are sitting attentively or on your back attentively, stretching out your spine, feeling awake. You don't have to be rigid. We don't want to be rigid, but lift your spine up and then relax the shoulders. Roll your shoulders back, because we're also, when we're doing the body scan, we're also meditating. So we're staying with our breath. We're following our positions in the body, but we always are watching our breath. We're always using that as our anchor, as our focus. But when we're doing a body scan, even if it's a quick one, even if it's, no matter how you do it, you're still working with your breath. But our focus can be on the part of the body we're moving through. But even when we're doing that, we can find ourselves getting distracted, or thoughts come up and we think we have to follow that story or follow that thought. Maybe it's an important message we're forgetting. But that's when we can come first back to our breath and then get back into the rhythm of this body scan. So just let your hands be relaxed in your lap. Or they can be, if you're on your back, you can just have your hands across your belly. Let's just take a few deep breaths in and out so we become more present, more grounded. Now start at the top of your head and just allow your internal gaze. You're going to start at the top of the head and move down through your head. So you're looking at everything from the hair on your head, the skin, but look all the way in through. See if you can even visualize the inside of your head. Be aware of your hair and your scalp. Notice if you feel like there's tension and you feel tightness in your scalp. See if you can breathe into that and let that relax. That tension could have started from a headache or something that maybe you were focusing on with your eyes for too long, gave you a headache. But see if you can let those plates and let your scalp and those plates in your skull, if you can let them relax. And as you move down over the front of your face, be aware of your forehead. Does it feel tight? Your eyes. Your cheeks. Your jaw. Let that lower jaw come down a little bit. Don't have it clenched. Don't let your teeth can be a little apart. But see if your jaw, it feels too tight. You can open your mouth even wider. Or open your mouth and open it wide and stretch. But just be aware of the body and think in your head. We have eyes to see, nose to smell, ears to hear. And we have tongue for taste. And our sense of touch, of contact, it's very developed in our head and our face. Think of someone holding your face like a mom holds a child's face. Or reading Deepa Ma, she always held people's faces. So a lot of our senses are all focused up here. And move down through your neck and feel that if your head feels balanced on that stem of your neck. Does your head feel balanced? On top of your shoulders, top of the neck, right at the top of the skull. Feel that connection between your head and your neck. Play with that, seeing if you feel balanced all day long. Go down into your neck and into the top of your shoulders. Now go down into each arm, your upper arms. And we're looking now at skin, flesh, and bones. We're going all the way through. Be aware of your upper arms, and then your lower arms, both upper arms and both lower arms. Go into your hands. Stretch your fingers out. Now come back up to your shoulders and move down through your chest, moving through this entire part of your body from the back, from your back with your shoulder blades, your spine running down your back, and the front of your chest. And move down slowly through your torso. Does your spine feel lifted up? Move down through your chest and then a little deeper into your abdomen and your belly. And now think about your pelvic area. Scan through your pelvic area, your genital area. See if if you're sitting, feel that you're balanced from one hip to the other. Feel a kind of balance there. You'll be aware. You can have an awareness of your breathing. If you're breathing into your belly, You can feel the belly rise and contract. Pay attention to the pelvic area, because a lot of our movement and our comfort or discomfort comes from this area. Feel balanced. And move down into your upper legs. Into your knees. And if you like, you can just rub that part of your body as you're moving through doing this scan. And then down into your lower legs. Through your ankles. Then down into your feet. Move all the way through your feet, and you might want to rock on your feet or lift up. Feel your foot moving. You can wiggle your toes and just flex your foot. Does a lot of work for us. Now I want us to, when we do this as a little bit longer meditation, you always go down through the body and then come back up. So we'll start at the feet now. We're going to come back up. Be aware of your feet. Come up through your ankles into your lower legs. Through your knees. You might want to rub your knees. Move up into your upper legs. Into your pelvic area. Into your belly. Feeling your breath in the belly. Then move up your trunk. Up into your chest. Always being aware of both sides and the inside. The front and the back. So it's skin, flesh, and bones, all in the same. Traditionally, you can do each one separately as a meditation. And up at the upper part of your chest, you'll feel yourself breathing too. But then let's, from the upper chest, come back into your arms, so we can go up our arms. Come into your hands first and your fingers. Coming up into your lower arms and your upper arms. And kind of connecting again with the trunk of your body up at your upper chest. If you're noticing that the main breath you feel in your body is up at the top of your chest, you want to see if you can let that air come on down into your belly. Let your diaphragm get involved. And if your shoulders are rolled back and you're sitting or lying down attentively with your spine stretched out, see if you can feel that air come down Usually if we only breathe in that upper chest, we're not breathing. We're not clearing out our lungs. And we're usually in a state of a kind of agitated state. So you want the oxygen to keep coming down and naturally let your breath just fill the lungs. And from your shoulders, move up into your neck. Again, you're going to start feeling as you move from your neck into your jaw. Just feel, is your face relaxed? Is your jaw still dropped a bit? Move up through your head. Notice if you're relaxed in your face or if you have tensions and spots. Notice if you have a headache. Let's just stay in the head for a minute. Breathing in and out. Just relaxing. And then just kind of end with coming up to the very top of your head. Let's see how our time is. We have a little time to do short metta practice. And a very good friend who did a workshop on loving kindness said the workshop he was in, and this was a few years ago, the teachers reminded everyone in the group to practice loving kindness first towards yourself, and not just the first few seconds of your practice, but really work with it. You may want to work just with yourself for a month or two, just sending kindness to yourself, sending those good thoughts to yourself, those good wishes or blessings. May I be at peace. May I find true happiness. May I be well. And if you have difficulties with metta practice, and some of you have been doing it for a long time, so you know if you're still holding out on yourself. But if you are new and you are just starting metta practice, it's good to really work developing metta, which is loving kindness or friendliness. It's really good to work developing that quality for yourself. And in a deep way, you can learn to love yourself. Yeah, Diane, your comment, because she's been angry with the Supreme Court. So instead of trying to send metta to the Supreme Court, we need to start with sending metta, loving kindness, to ourselves. Because the anger's in our mind. That's our response, that's our reaction to a decision that was made. But the reaction of anger is in our own minds. So that's a perfect example. So then if you're in that reactivity, I also heard someone mention reactivity is another way to think of dukkha or suffering. That all dukkha is reactivity. There is the physical pain and suffering that we don't create mentally, but when the way we react even to that becomes suffering. So if we react to something that we disagree with or we're very unhappy to hear, the suffering is our reaction. The suffering is how we process it. We don't have to like it at all, but if we become angry, then we're suffering. And that anger's in our mind. We've created that. So anytime you need to feel perfectly validated to just practice metta for yourself, because there's no power in those other reactions. The emotional reactions that create suffering are not things that we can work with very well, except just to be suffering or to be sad or to be angry. So we want to work with our own minds and be at peace. May I be at peace. May I be a refuge for others. May I be contented. And may I be clear. And no one's asking us to agree, to not have issues that are very important to us. But whatever we do, reacting from anger or just all of that agitation that we often feel when we disagree with something going on in our country these days or in the world, we see that anger is not the answer. There is action that we can take that doesn't involve anger. So the first step is to love ourselves. Be a good, true friend to ourselves. And that means wishing. We always wish our dear friends the best. We want them to be happy. But we need to start with, I want to be happy. I want to be peaceful. I want to be clear. I want to be well. And that's where we start with our metta practice, because when we know that about ourselves, I want to be happy, and we know others want the same thing. Other beings and animals and invisible beings, our loved ones, want to be happy. Our dear friends want to be happy. Strangers, people we haven't met, want to be happy. All beings want to be happy. So may all beings everywhere be free from suffering and the conditions that lead to suffering. May all beings be free from worry and fear and anxiety. May all beings be free from hunger and thirst and the extremes of the weather. May all beings be able to care for themselves, or may they be cared for lovingly by others. And may we all live in peace. So, thank you, and we can send merit. May everything we do and say and think today be of benefit not only to ourselves, but to all living beings. May we be peace, and may we be refuge. So thanks for joining me. Thank you for being part of my practice, and hope you have a beautiful day. And there is sad news. There's bad news about the world climate, but through it all, we need to be peacemakers, and we need to be loving kindness. Yeah. Thank you for all your comments. And just focus. I think today's a good day to focus on loving kindness for all people being affected by, for all young women, for all, well, there's nobody we can leave out. We all need loving kindness, and we want it to begin with us, just the way we want peace to begin with us. Loving kindness has to begin with us. So, thank you so much. I'll see you on Thursday.